Man Craig Mack went to his grave distraught at Terrible Kid, since they planned to do something to me with this bullish mafia mindset with him and his thugs. And everything like that, I had a firearm in my lap, assuming it comes to getting monstrous, where someone will be attempting to kill me. I must accomplish something first, or effectively keep that from happening. Craig Jameson Mad experienced childhood with Long Island. Subsequent to being brought into the world in the Bronx, as a young he began performing under the stage name. Mix the Tune Got was his presentation, single delivered in 1988. By New Records, the single was highlighted Mack and Troop as the support band Macintosh got to know EPMD, another Long Island rap combo, and hit the road as a roadie for them, baffled by the absence of progress in his recording vocation following the disintegration of EPMD next. Sees an opportunity given by Alvin Tony Alvin, a renowned music maker from Wyandanch, is much of the time referred to as the individual who previously caught wind of Craig Mack Tony, marked Macintosh to the sanctum, exceptional Awful Kid Records name, which is the way Macintosh had the option to deliver the raving success blemished by any year in 1994. Tony died in 2023 at 54 years old, and his passing was profoundly felt by the individuals who recollected that him as a sort and supportive neighbor, a companion of his, put it this way, his striking commitments to his local area and to the games and diversion fields, particularly hip bounce culture, can't be undervalued. Made it, he was a believed counsel and a boss to his local area who set his sympathy in motion. It wouldn't not be anything here without this man. He used to give us what we didn't see the value in. Supplicated, a significant name in the hip jump world, was the Mark's most memorable marking. When P. Diddy established Terrible Kid Records, where did he catch wind of Diddy? From, however, beyond the New York club Mecca, he stumbled into Scene Brushes, then known as Puff Daddy, and seized the opportunity to rap for him. Subsequent to hearing his work on a remix of Mary J. Blige, You Don't Need to Stress Brushes was dazzled to such an extent that he offered him a recording contract. Mac's most memorable collection, The Chill Project Funk Day World, was delivered in 1994 by Terrible Kid. Keeps the ubiquity of Flava in the ear, helps sling the sun to the highest rated spot, particularly the remix that included commitments from infamous Enormous LL Cool J. And the moderately obscure Buster Rhymes. The following year, it was guaranteed platinum and was designated for a Grammy, and its follow-up, Get Down, was confirmed gold. Anyway, the years that followed were not as serene. It just so happens that Craig's descending twisting started after he had a tremendous battle with Diddy. So what made the boat happen? Diddy and Craig allegedly had a run-in over the collection's monetary subtleties, as per Craig. Big deal. And Diddy didn't pay him. It is possible that he definite the whole episode among him and Diddy. Craig claims that he had a game plan with Diddy to do tunes in return for a portion of the profits. Yet he was never made up for his endeavors. He worked for Diddy for some time, yet in the end got tired and stopped. Nothing happened, no cash. So I begin recording. I said I won't be, a blockhead, and stay here and do everything for everyone. Craig likewise said that Big Deal and Diddy evidently bothered him as a savage since he dumped them with. When it came to refuting unjustifiable cases, Craig was obviously not the sort to stay quiet. Yo, you realize you owe us a collection. And I'm similar to she's my rookie. I don't owe you, owe me cash. What exacerbated this conflict was that it wasn't hidden where no one will think to look. Rather, it transformed into something undeniably more fierce and criminal. Craig said that Diddy's hooligans have been following him and conveying intimidations. Craig then, at that point, called Diddy's strategy for bullish mafia mindset, which was a strong assertion to make with this bullish mafia mindset with him and his thugs. And everything like a large number of that fizzled or Craig away, that he began conveying demise intimidations as the strains in their fight developed. Craig started to stress for his security in a meeting. He became close to home while examining the steady apprehension about being killed. When inquired as to whether he lamented saying that Diddy had plotted an assault on him, Craig didn't withdraw in light of the fact that they planned to do something to me. Yet they didn't. This isn't the initial time charges of unlawful way of behaving have been made against Diddy. He has a record of making questionable moves during a 1997 squabble with Interscope Records chief, and NES director Steve Fold-Coles was captured on attack. Charges the distribution of a music video appears to have ignited the contention that prompted the assault after taking shots at Club NY in Times Square in November 1998 cause, and his then sweetheart Jennifer Lopez were captured and accused of criminal ownership of a weapon and taken property. What's more, Diddy is a chief suspect in the profundities of Tupac Shakur and Christopher Wallace. His record of underhanded deeds is extended. It's conceivable that this caused Craig to feel so undermined. He was very much aware of Diddy's deadly potential. He had even recognized that he generally went with firearms for use with good reason. Yet on the off chance that it comes to getting revolting where someone will be attempting to kill me, I must accomplish something first, or effectively keep that from occurring. And it was about then that Craig went to God for help in the wake of turning out to be strictly faithful. He deserted his record underway and vanished. He kept away from the spotlight for no less than 2 years. His allies are appreciative for the signal, since it gave the feeling that he was surrendering music to zero in on his otherworldly life. An ally composed all the fiendish in the business drove him to God. One more added, no matter what the unusual person in bizarre clique. I accept Craig Mack's relationship with God was private and certified, and that is the only thing that is in any way important. This comment recommends the following piece of the riddle that Coates Craig appears to have joined a dubious strict gathering. He had himself shackled to a corrupted clique that was going to collapse, drove by a man who had been known as a canine by one evangelist and Satan in the tissue by one casualty. It's Ralph Gordon's gaze by the manner in which knew this evening, a lady who said she was deceived at a Walterboro church. Needs her voice heard. Minister Ralph Stepp charged and sentenced for different sex wrongdoings and assessment. Uncovers various allegations made against the head of Overcomer. The South declared benefit 84-year-old Stepp was uncovered to be a sequential sexual assaulter, affirmed attacker, and pedophile through interviews with previous individuals and a survey of court reports traversing many years. He supposedly contaminated his casualties with sexually transmitted diseases and taught one young lady to initiate an unnatural birth cycle, when she dreaded she was pregnant with his kid. And this doesn't start to expose Stepp's offenses, which as far as anyone knows included driving Craig around by the guest. It wasn't simply Craig who got injured. Either one more casualty has approached with a comparable record of how she became caught in the faction and couldn't escape for a long time. I was sex-trapped at 17, and afterward, I hopped into the service of somebody to give my